Dear friends, today we will discuss another wave optics interphenomena, that is diffraction. Now, before understanding the phenomena of diffraction, we should understand that actual phenomena that we are encountering in our life or our day-to-day life. That is the shadow cast by an opaque object close to the region of geometrical shadow. There are alternate dark and bright regions just like in interference. This happens due to the phenomenon of diffraction. Diffraction is a general characteristic exhibited by all types of waves, be it a sound waves, light waves, water waves, or a matter waves. Since the wavelength of light is much smaller than the dimension of most obstacles, we do not encounter diffraction effect of light in everyday observations. However, the finite resolution of our eye or of optical instruments such as telescope or microscope is limited due to the phenomena of diffraction. Indeed, the colors that you see when a CD is viewed is due to the diffraction effect. This type of effect we also encountered when there is a plastic scale is kept in front of the light and it is just tilted. Then we find that is a color, we can say that seven color or a Vibgyor effect. So all these phenomena are due to the diffraction pattern. So we will now discuss the phenomena of diffraction, and that is with the help of due to a single slit. So before understanding again, we will have to keep eye on the figure that we will draw. So here in Young's experiment, as we had taken two sources, out of which the one was main source, that is also called a narrow slit. Now in this narrow slit, if we consider that light is entering from a particular position, then generally if we consider as our normal thinking that light is moving on a straight path, that is a ray optics, then what will happen or what should happen? Then it is general observation that light should follow this type of path. Suppose this is the path that it should follow on this way. See, this is our general expectation. This is screen. Here I can say that this portion is screen and this is point C on the screen. So this is screen. Here I can consider it as a screen. Now our normal observation is not like this. We also found that some light spreads in this manner from the slit and it moves further in the medium. So our normal observation is that light must move on a straight path, but it is not like that. We also find some lights at this point like this, at this point like this, at this point like this. So it also observes some of the effect of light over here, and in the same way at this point of the medium we also find some of the lightning effect. We can say here like this, some lightning effect would occur over here also. So this point, this point and this point are of the medium which experiences light. So our normal observation that it should move on a straight path only and the light fall on the C point only. In spite of that, we also find light at suppose point P of the medium or point Q of the medium, or let us say it's not as a P point or not the only Q, but I say this is P dash. So these different points that we encounter in the medium where the light falls, we can simply say that it is the effect of the diffraction. So now let us consider that how we can explain the phenomena of diffraction. For that we put the value of the equation's name. Say this is suppose L, this is suppose N, and the midpoint is given as a name, say M. Here one point, here the second point, to which we give a different name, say point M1 is lying somewhere here, we give it a name M1, and here we give it name as M2. So these are two different points. Now on the basis we consider another point that is given as per his textbook, that is a Q. This NQ is a path difference. Actually this NQ is a path difference, and here Ln is a distance between two slits. We consider this distance as D. This is distance D. Here some point P, some point C which are given. Here this distance, that is distance between slit and screen, that we considered as a D. Here we remember or we understand that in the experiment of Young's double slit experiment, where there were two sources S1 and S2, in spite of that we have replaced that two sources part and we have put another one sources part which behaves as a monochromatic light. So now in detail we will understand that what phenomena that will take place and how to understand it. So first of all we can say that in Young's experiment we stated that a single narrow slit acts as a new source from which light spreads out. Even before Young's early experiments, including Newton, had noticed that light spreads out from narrow holes and slits. It seems to turn around corners and enter regions where we would expect a shadow. As I have shown, that suppose we consider that light moves on a straight path, then there should be shadow at the point of this P or P dash, but in place of shadow we found some light. So where we would expect a shadow, we found some light. This effect known as a diffraction, and it can only be properly understood using wave ideas. After all, you are hardly surprised to hear sound waves from someone talking around a corner. Now, when a double slit in Young's experiment is replaced by a single narrow slit which is illuminated by a monochromatic source, a broad pattern with a central bright region is seen. On both sides, there are alternate dark and bright regions. The intensity becomes weaker away from the center. To understand these, let's follow the figure. This figure shows a parallel beam of light falling normally to the single slit Ln. So here L and N are given as a single slit. We can read it L and N, or I can change the color. We can see this is L and N. So it falls on Ln of width A. So here we are taking the width of this as A, which I have considered earlier D. So I can take here and write A for this portion. So I can say that this is distance A that is considered as per as textbook. Now here the diffracted light goes on meet a screen. The midpoint of the slit is M, that is given. This is midpoint of the slit. So this is midpoint of the slit, that is given as a name M. A straight line through capital M perpendicular to the slit plane meets the screen at C. So this perpendicular line, which is shown over here, moves on the path and meets at point C as shown here. We want the intensity at point P on the screen. Now the point P on the screen is somehow upper part. So as before, straight lines joining P to the different points L, M, N, etc. can be treated as parallel, making an angle theta with the normal MC. So here this is angle theta that we consider over here, and we can say that this is the path that we consider for it. I draw a straight line from here connecting to P, and at this point P I found this is equals to that angle theta. Now this angle, that is theta, that is with the normal MC. So this MC line is a normal to that portion. Now the basic idea is to divide the slit into much smaller parts and add their contribution at P with the proper phase differences. We are treating different parts of the wavefront at the slit as a secondary sources, because the incoming wavefront is parallel to the plane of the slit. These sources are in phase. So the point which are going to at point P, these are in general in phase. The path difference, that is NP minus LP. Here we are taking the path difference because here the point which is moving from N to P. So we say that NP minus LP is considered as NQ. So that is our path difference, and between them two edges of the slit can be calculated exactly as per as Young's experiment as we had done in the previous case. So now if we consider that for triangle, we say LQN, if we take sine theta, then we can say that NQ over Ln. This is NQ over A. So if we consider this portion as a NQ subject, we can say that therefore NQ is equals to A sine theta. So this is the phase difference between 2 points, and if we say that if theta is very small, here we say this, here we say the one equation is the one. If theta is very small, then sine theta can be considered as theta, and therefore we can say this, that is NQ is equals to A theta. So this will be the resultant equation, that is equation number 2. Now similarly, if 2 points M1 and M2 in the slit plane are separated by distance y, so if another way for the same case, but if we consider that this M1 and M2, this distance is suppose y. So I use here different color pen for this, and I say this is suppose y, this distance only as a y. Then the distance between M1 and M2 is y, suppose. Then if if m1 m2 is distance, that is y, then we can say that then m2p minus m1p would be y theta. So this is another example that we can have in a same manner as it is a theta. If the distance between two slits points are a, here the case is y theta in a same manner. We now have to sum up equal coherent contributions from a large number of sources, each with a different phase. This calculation was made by Fresnel using an integral calculation, and therefore we are not considering over here. We are just omitting that portion. But the main features of the diffraction patterns can be understood by a simple arguments. So we are going to understand this simple part. Again we will focus on the figure. Here the figure can be considered and we can talk for the important points. So first, at the central point C on the screen, the angle theta is 0. So we can say here for the point C on the screen. So important points we can note. We can say first, we can say at central point C on the screen. So at a point C on the screen, what we found and what we observe, that phase difference is 0 because theta is 0. So here we say that theta is 0. Now if theta is 0, all path differences are 0 and hence all the parts of the slit contribute in phase. So all parts of light are in phase, and that means they are producing the maximum light. So this gives a maximum intensity at C. So produces maximum intensity at point C. That experimental observation shows that it is also interesting to see from the figure again, that experimental result shows that the intensity has a central maximum at theta equals to 0 and another secondary maxima that will occur at theta, that will follow n plus 1 by 2 lambda upon a. Here C. Again we can say that suppose a phase difference is in such a way that I can explain with figure again. That means I take a new look for the figure. Here this is the slit. Here this is the screen. Now this distance is considered as A from the textbook. Now as we discuss for a particular point, that is P point on the screen, and we say that suppose this is L and N, this is L and N. Here we have taken point Q that makes a 90-degree angle with this point. So here let us consider it is a 90-degree Q point. So if this is equals to 1 lambda, that means NQ, that phase difference is suppose lambda. here. So obviously the theta would be, that is actually the sine theta. Sine theta is equals to lambda over a. But as we have discussed, this point of the screen, that point P, is having a very small angle with the slit. So we can say that for small angle theta, sine theta can be only written as theta, and therefore we can put that theta is equals to lambda over a. So this is the consideration that we had taken. Now again, that other secondary maxima which also occur at the point which follow this sine theta rule, obviously that means it would follow, or it would become maximum when sine theta become maximum. Now the rule for the sine theta to become a maximum, that means it is following the condition that for second maxima or other maximas would occur when sine theta, that means theta, becomes maximum. And it is only possible when it follows the equation n plus 1 by 2 lambda over a. That means it is only possible when it will follow this condition. So here it is clear that for the maxima value, the equation will follow this condition of the angle, and in the same manner for the minima, sine theta would be 0. So for that we have sine theta must be 0. That means theta would follow the condition n lambda by a when it will become 0. So this is the condition that when we put the value in place of sine theta, where we can also say that this n is equals to, where in a and b, that n is equals to, obviously that is plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, or so on. So this would be the value for the consideration of maxima and minima. Now it is understood that how it changes the value. Now we are going to understand one to one topic, that is for maxima and minima, from this question. Consider the figure given above. As per as we know one equation that we have derived and encounter over here, that is theta or a sine theta is normally, that is nq upon ln. So this equation, and ultimately if theta is very small, we can say that theta is equals to nq over ln. So now in this condition, let us say that we divide the slit into two equal halves, that is lm, and Mn as shown in the figure. There is a point M1 in Lm and another point M2 in Mn such that M1 and M2 is equals to A by 2. So all these are the point intermediate point, and that M1 and M2 is also having a distance of A by 2. So this is the distance A by 2 over here. Here Lm is also A by 2. So we can say that here Lm, that is Mn, is equals to M1 M2 is exactly the half of A. So these are crucial points. Now the path difference between M1 and M2 at P can be given by M2P minus M1P. So this is suppose point P. So we want to have path difference. So we can say that M2P minus M1P is a path difference, and it is equals to A by 2 into theta, as per as again in a previous case, because it is actually exactly like NQ. So here we can say that NQ can be considered over, that is NQ. Actually it is not exactly NQ because it is coming from M1 and M2, so there should be some intermediate point. So we can say that this is like path difference. So we can say that path difference between M2P minus M1P follows the above equation. Now if we simplify this equation, we have already, that is A into theta is given by lambda. So we can simply say therefore M2P minus M1P is equals to A theta by 2, that is lambda by 2. Now this actual picture as shown in the figure above, we can understood it by the simple manner that this means that the contribution from M1 and M2 are 180 degree out of phase and cancel in the direction, that is theta is equals to lambda over A. Contributions from the two halves of the slit Lm and Mn therefore cancel each other, and here the equation, that is theta is equals to lambda, or theta is equals to lambda over A, or we can say that this is lambda by 2 over A, is now that falls equals to that angle which is instantly falls to 0. One can similarly show that the intensity is 0 for theta is equals to n lambda over A, with n being any integer. Notice that the angular size of central maximum increases when the slit width is decreases. So this is how we can achieve, that is point minima. So minima on the screen is achieved by this condition. In a different manner, suppose the maxima can be achieved by the point, that is theta equals to n plus 1 by 2 lambda by A, and it can go on becoming weaker and weaker with increasing n because the intensity rapidly falls. Now consider an angle that can be equals to lambda or 3 lambda by 2. So how can we understand that phenomena? To understand that, we can apply the equation for the maxima condition. So for that, what we need to do, for the maxima value of the intensity on the screen of the diffraction pattern, so for maxima, what we can consider here, as we have considered two waves, you can see here we had considered two waves. In spite of this, now we will consider three waves. So in the same manner, this is the slit, that is old actual slit, and now a new condition for the slit, that we are going to consider a minima point on the screen. How to understand it? So now it is easy to see why there are maxima at theta equals to n plus 1 by 2 lambda by a, and why they go on becoming weaker and weaker. Now if we take the consideration of angle such that if theta is such that it follows the condition 3 lambda by 2 into a. Now how to define this? It is again a very clear thing. This portion, if we consider with the condition that here this is the whole lambda and this is lambda by 2. Now the condition that would take place in such a manner that there is a difference of lambda by 2 with this above portion, then we can have the total phase difference will be here, that is 3 lambda by 2. How we can consider it? So to understand it, we can say that is, suppose there is one light is with lambda by 2, then we consider another light with lambda over here, and then we consider another light with another part, that is 3 lambda by 2, because lambda is actually nothing but 2 lambda by 2. So each one belongs to, that is lambda by 2 portion. Here there are such two portion of lambda by 2, and here we have total 3 part that belongs to lambda by 2. This is first one lambda by 2, here another lambda by 2, and another lambda by 2. So if this is the condition for us, then we can have the consideration of 3 lambda by 2 wave. If we take this portion, this is A, and this is total this 3 lambda by 2, then the theta that would occur over here in the figure above, we can calculate it with that manner. So this would be in a condition, if I draw it such that I can explain with the condition of angle arrangement. So if I say here here if we consider the light source in such a manner, this is say lambda by 2, now this is 2 lambda by 2, and this is suppose 3 lambda by 2. So all are moving in a particular direction. So if we find at this point, suppose P dash on the screen, then it is very clear that this first point at point L and this last point, that is point N, has a phase difference of 3 lambda by 2, because this is nothing but 3 lambda by 2 portion. So if we go with that angle theta, we have the equation, we have the combination of the point, that is A over here full point and theta. So sine theta is defined is equals to sine theta, that is 3 lambda by 2 into A. So that is the condition that we fulfill over here. Now in considering this value, what can be done, that if theta is 3 lambda by 2a, so here we say that if theta is 2 lambda by 3a, then 3 lambda by 2a, as we have considered over here, 3 lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2a, then which is midway between two of the dark fringes, divide the slit into 3 equal parts. Now if we take the first 2/3 of the slit, the path difference between the two ends would be like 2 by 3a into theta. So the path difference now becomes that is 2 by 3a into theta. That means 2 by 3a into 3 lambda upon 2a, that is exactly the lambda. These first 2/3 of the slit can therefore be divided into two halves which have a lambda by 2 path difference. The contribution of these two halves cancels in the same manner as we have discussed earlier, and only the remaining 1/3 of the slit contribute to the intensity at a point between the two minima. So if we again go in the figure above, we can say here this portion, that means I would like to draw it, this portion cancels each other's effect because they are exactly in opposite phase. But here we have another portion as this which has still its intensity remains, and therefore only the remaining 1/3 of the slit contribute to the intensity at a point between the two minima, and clearly this will be much weaker than the central maximum where the entire slits contribute in phase. One can similarly show that there are maxima at n plus 1 by 2 a by 2 with n equals to 2, 3, etc. This becomes weaker with increasing in n, since only 1/5, 1/7, etc. intensity can be occupied, and of these slits contributes all these case. So this is the condition for the maxima.